Hello, good morning people. It's a really dull day today. It's very grey and horrible, and lucky for me I've got enough light to shoot this video. A few videos ago I showed you my Queen CD collection. This is because of the Bohemian Rhapsody film. I plan to go and see it this week, but the problem is there's football on tomorrow night and there's football on Wednesday, so when, I don't know, but I shall definitely go and catch up with it. And I just thought I'd make this video to show you the Queen vinyl I own. Some of these records I've had for over probably about 20-25 years. Now when it comes to Queen, I'm not really an anorak, or I'm not really a fanatical fan. I'm not the sort of bloke that's going to go out every time they bring something new out, or go chasing albums, like having to own the whole catalogue. My relationship with Queen is, if I see one going at a good price in a record store, I might be tempted to pick it up. But unfortunately, Queen albums don't go cheap, especially on the vinyl. Plus, for the fact that all the acclaim this film's getting, because apparently it's the biggest film on the planet at the moment, I can see the prices going through the roof when people start wanting to collect their records. With me, I've got lots of sort of best ofs, or you get like different tracks off different albums, and to me that is sufficient. That's all the Queen I want in my collection. I mean, I'd rather buy a thrash metal CD or buy some good metal, as I say. But without further ado, I want to show my first album. I've had this album probably since the early 80s. And to me, this is the best album they ever did. And that's Sheer Heart Attack. And this album originally came out in 1974, I believe. It would have been around that time. But it's got some absolutely amazing tracks. It's definitely my favourite album by them. It's got Brighton Rock, Killer Queen and all that stuff. The one that always, because Aaron, Metal Theologian, on his last video found an album title that made him laugh, and this record has an album title that makes me laugh. She Makes Me, Stormtrooper in Stilettos, and I just love that title. This is a great album, and if you want to hear some good Queen, this is your first stop. As I say, you got Brighton Rock, which is an amazing track, In the Lap of the Gods, and Now I'm Here, which is awesome. And it's just the old Queen. It was at their peak. It was absolutely brilliant. But I always keep a copy of this album in the collection. But I haven't played it for years, to be brutally honest. I haven't played any Queen for. I'm lying. I think I played one this year, a couple of weeks back or a few weeks back. I can't remember. The second album I own, and I've definitely had this one because it came out 78, 79. I probably purchased this probably about 81, 82, maybe a bit later, and I've had this album forever. It's Queen Live Killers. Again, I think this is the best live album they ever did. It's got like all the best tracks on the back. I shan't get it out, and it's just a killer live album. Again, this is another one you want to look for. I would say it's one of probably the best top 10 live albums ever recorded. It's got to be there. I prefer it to the later stuff. But this one is another important album that's in my collection, and sometimes I break this one out to listen to. And it's got all the big hits on there, Brighton Rock. The only track I missed them performing in live was Don't Stop Me Now, because apparently Brian May hated the track, and that's why they never performed it live. It would be a brilliant sort of concert stopper. Now, some other stuff I've got, I bought recently because it was cheap, and the first album I bought was this one. This was only purchased a few months ago. This is Queen, but this was when they were with Trident. This would be pre-EMI, because when they did their first few albums, or the first couple of albums, with a label called Trident, and it got very messy when they went to EMI, because the divorce bill was huge and it caused them a lot of financial problems for a while. But this is the Trident Years, and I think what they've done is they put this onto another album in the Fame label, but I'm not going to get it out. You got stuff on here like Keep Yourself Alive, Doing Alright, Great King Rat, My Fairy King. Then you got When the Night Comes Down, Seven Seas Arise on here as well. But I believe this is the Trident Years, very early Queen. But that's it on the back, and it was just an amazing pickup. I only paid about £2 or £3 for it. Nothing more, nothing less. But the next one, it was one of their big ones. Well, it's probably what people associate with them, and that's this one. This is A Kind of Magic. Now, I'm not going to talk about this album because we all know it, but I'll show you what the inside looks like. And this is it on the outside, and you get that bit as well with it. And I bought this album when it came out. I'm pretty sure I did. And that was in 1980. Yeah, I would have definitely bought this when it came out. It would have been 1986. Incidentally, there's a version of Who Wants to Live Forever on here, and apparently Brian May did the vocals at the intro on here, and then when they performed it live, Freddie did it, and to me it's one of their signature tunes. It's one of those tracks when you hear it live would put a shiver down your spine, and you'll see it in a minute 'cause it's on another album I'm about to show you. But that's the inside cover of that. It's got One Vision. That was used in a motion picture of Iron Eagle. I remember them films, they were pretty good. It's got all the massive ones on here, like A Kind of Magic, Who Wants to Live Forever, Friends Will Be Friends, Princess of the Universe. It's just an amazing album, but this is the one they're associated with. Because this led to a huge tour, then obviously with Freddie Mercury getting sick, and it accumulated to their last live concert they did at Nebworth. But it's just a killer pickup, and incidentally I never see this album on vinyl in record stores. I've never seen one. Maybe it's me, but if anybody sees it, hook me up below. It's just in the UK, of all the digs I've been on, all the record stores, I've seen all the others, but for some reason I've never seen this one. So that's that's this copy, and yeah, I've had this. This is a prized possession. But the last album is another live album, and this was when they did Wembley. Then they did Nebworth, which was their last gig, and they were at Budapest. And there is a video live at Budapest, which is really, really rare. I used to own it before it got nicked. If you ever pick that one, I don't think they put it on CD. I may be wrong. If they did, hit me up in the comments below. But this is Queen Live Magic, and again, it's got the most famous jacket in the history of rock and roll on here. It's got all the big hits again, but it's all like the bits and the favourite bits of the 3 gigs. And I'm just having a look actually. It doesn't have Who Wants to Live Forever on this track album for some reason. They must have left it off, which I find absolutely astonishing. It's got everything else, but it hasn't got Who Wants to Live Forever. It's just terrible. But there you go. But if I was doing this album, I would have put Who Wants to Live Forever on it. It's just an absolutely brilliant live track. But I think they made a big mistake there. That's it there. Anyway, that's the insert. I love that picture of Freddie. Because if you know Queen concerts, they used to play God Save the Queen at the end of the gig, a bit tongue-in-cheek. I think Her Royal Highness would have had something to say about that. But I just like Freddie so much because he never took it all serious. It was all tongue-in-cheek with him, and it's just he's really being funny there. But that's the cover here, and it just gives you a bit of background of the album. Tells you where it was taken from. It was taken at Wembley Stadium, Nebworth Park, and I'll try my best with this one. Nep Stadion, Budapest, Hungary. But yeah, I picked this one up cheap as well. I wasn't going to leave it there for somebody else to have. It's just too good. But as I say, I can't believe it. This was an absolute shock to me because it hasn't got Who Wants to Live Forever on it. I think they dropped a massive one there. No, it hasn't got it on, which is surprising. Anyway, folks, I hope you've enjoyed my little offering this morning, and look forward to the next video. And all the best, and have fun.